Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Azerite and Blizzard, I got a question for you. What are you guys doing over there? What is going on? I'm not even mad either. I'm not even mad, Blizzard. I'm not even mad. But what is going on? What are you guys doing? What are these changes? So there's a lot of changes to rogues, but at the same time there's no changes to rogues. Let me explain. Blizzard is going about changing Outlaw, they're changing Assassination, they're changing a whole bunch of things with those specs, but they're not actually affecting anything. They're just changing a bunch of names for same abilities we've had out of nowhere, out of the blue. So I want to talk about that. Then we got the artifact power stuff going on, and we'll see what else we can throw in the video. Alright, so they got a lot of changes for a lot of abilities. There's a lot of class stuff that I can cover, but I'm just gonna focus on rogues here. I might go over and cover some of the other classes, like notable changes or whatever. Some of you should take a notice to. Let's say if you are trying to decide what do you want to play, what do you want to main, it'll be one of those kind of videos. Hey, here's all the changes. Hopefully that helps you decide. Like, let's just get into rogues. First of all, Dispatch, they're changing the name of it completely. They're calling it Blindside. Why is one of my most favorite abilities from like old school rogues, Dispatch, is becoming Blindside? Why? Why? It's such a cool name. Dispatch, just dispatch the enemy. Now you just blindside them. It's almost like a blind, I guess. I mean, okay, so they changed the name. I guess how mad can you be at the name, Dalrin? But then look at this. But what? Oh, this run through became Dispatch. So I guess I get to keep Dispatch, but it's not the same Dispatch? Why? What is the use of this name? Finish a move that dispatches the enemy, dealing damage per combo point, instead of a lunging move that causes damage to the enemy per combo point. I like that lunge ability. I like that lunge thing to it, because run through has always had a little bit of range to it. It wasn't quite melee range, like, you know, you gotta be right at the person. You had like a 5-yard range to your ability, unless or maybe like an 8-yard range. You had like a little bit of distance. Are they removing that distance completely? Because I like that about run through. You could be kind of sort of not fully at melee, but still hit the enemy. I wonder if the icon will change too, but they're changing Dispatch to Blindside. Run through is becoming Dispatch now. And what's this? Saber Slash, an ability that's all about Outlaw Rogues. Saber Slash, where you slash them with your saber. I guess since we are losing our artifact weapon of saber, we don't really get that saber slash to it. Because what if we have a mace? Because what if we have an axe? What if you have a fist weapon? So they change it back to Sinister Strike. Is just a sinister strike. It's a strike that is very, very sinister. I understand the old school Sinister Strike. I don't know if they'll go back to that same icon. I like the idea of a saber slash. I know you're not stuck to a sword only type of weapons. And I can have mace. I guess that's why they did it, is so you don't have a run through feeling like it's a lunge and attack. Because how would a mace work as a lunge? How would an axe work as a lunge? I guess Dispatch, you just dispatch people. So they're changing a lot of this stuff, and in terms of Sinister Strike, Dispatch, the names and everything, which I still think is just kind of awkward, honestly. And then what else they got? They're removing Leeching Poison completely out of rogues. Completely removing Leeching Poison. That was actually kind of a cool ability that we were getting together. Because I felt like, what do we get then instead of Leeching Poison? I mean, I guess it's nice that we're getting something new, so I like new talents, but Leeching Poison was finally becoming good, because now you can stack it with other poisons. You can have a deadly, crippling, and leeching on top of it. 3 poison stack really makes you feel like a master of poisons, but I guess you're not really master of poisons anymore. You're just a master assassin. Maybe Leeching Poison will become baseline. It's really, really hard to tell. Did have these talents updated at all yet? Hold on. Well, I guess they have some of them updated. What about Assassination? Like, what do we get, man? If Leeching Poison is gone, what are we gonna get instead? You know what I mean? It makes you ask these things, man. It makes you ask these things. And then we also got some Azerite power spell stuff going on. I kind of want to cover that together in one thing. So let's just head over to the Azerite power stuff right now. After coming up with the video, I took a look at the footage and just how much I recorded. And I feel like the Azerite power stuff is so... There's so much to it, it deserves its own video. So I'm going to leave that as probably the next video after this one. So if you want to know about the Azerite stuff, that's probably coming out in the next video. You can take a look at it on Wowhead early, but I'm going to be doing a close detail look and comparison of all the pieces, as well as giving you guys my thoughts on it. But it's just, there's so much of that, I'll just separate it as a separate video. And finally, we have some of the sets for the Dark Iron and the Mako Oryx. I'm still not sure how I feel about the duck helmet. You see the duck helmet, right? With the Dark Iron. I mean, they look pretty great. The Dark Iron, don't get me wrong, look awesome. I just don't really get the whole duck helmet. That whole, it just looks so awkward. Look, it's like a eyeball, and then like a duck face right here. Maybe even some whiskers, like a catfish or something. What is going on? I actually think it looks better on male dwarves. Look how wide they are. Look how big their gloves and boots are. And then the female is just all slender. I really think they should make the female one also just as big, just as menacing, just as interesting. But I also feel like the helmet maybe covers a little bit too much, because one of the coolest parts is their beards. And I guess for males it doesn't really cover it that bad. But for females, like, you also have the different haircuts and all that, and I feel like the helmet just covers maybe way too much. The Mako Oryx look great, though. These guys actually look pretty exciting. I would love to play these guys as... Imagine these guys as a priest, man. That would be insane. I cannot wait, dude. I cannot wait. They look absolutely awesome. Absolutely awesome. Super excited to play those guys. But anyway, I think this is going to wrap it up. I think I took a look at a bunch of stuff for BFA. You know, I'll probably even split this video up into a couple different ones. I felt like the Azerite part, talking about Azerite gear, and our, I guess, first look at it, with more sets, more pieces, and more different bonuses that we can take a look at and compare against one another. I feel like I'll make that my separate video, because I feel like it's important on its own. I don't want to clump it all together into one single video, because I feel like it's just way too much stuff. Way too much stuff to take a look at. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you guys so much for checking out the video. I really appreciate it. As always, guys, like the video if you enjoyed it. Like some of my videos to reach a wider audience. That would be awesome. Subscribe to the channel, but sometimes subscriptions aren't perfect. They won't tell you as soon as the video or stream goes live. So if you want to be on top of that game as much as possible, hit the notification bell down below. Will help you guys get the updates as soon as possible, even though sometimes notification systems don't seem to work because YouTube is YouTube. But hey, to each their own. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you regardless. This is actually some great stuff that I saw, man. This is awesome. It actually makes me even more jazzed up for BFA. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you guys, and I'll see all of you in another video.